Hey, hey, hey. I'm back. Hey, hey, hey. I am back, y'all. How y'all healing? All right. Let me see. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Bug. Come on in the room. I'm going to give y'all a moment to come on in. As I've been doing lives, I have got into the practice of allowing people a little time to get in the room. Okay. And we're going to get this. I'm not going to say party because it's not a party, y'all. I'm really talking about some serious business today. It is Mental Health Month, and I am Clarendria Addison, licensed professional counselor, author, therapist, podcast host. And I'm here today to have a conversation and begin to share some of the traumas that I have experienced personally, and also throughout the next 4 Wednesdays. Potentially, I have a couple of people that I have chatted with that want to join in the conversation and share some of their stories. So we will be hopefully able to do that as well. As always, make sure you got a notebook, pen, paper to write down. Welcome. Come on in the room, y'all. Cynthia, Josephine, Mila, Georgia, Carswell, Mona, 82. Thank you for joining. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Now, as we know, hey Tiff, happy Winning Wednesday. Thank you for joining. Tyrock One, thank you for joining. You guys, please forgive me if there is a little lag because, again, I am working on 3 platforms. The main one being StreamYard. I have my TikTok going. Welcome, Michael Francos, Vaughn, Carmika, Kenneth, Broad, Laretha Johnson, Gaznuski. Thank you guys for joining. Definitely can add your questions into the comments. I'm open to answer. And we are going to get this started. Let me just get my notes. So I guess if you want to say my theme is healing out loud. And I want this to be a month of mindful restoration. We know that not all trauma is loud and visible. Many high achievers, such as myself, carry hidden emotional wounds that silently shape decisions we make, our habits, and relationships. So I wanted to bring some light to parts of what we often silence. And this is not well, I guess you could say it is. It is a shameless plug for my final podcast of season 3 that will air on next Tuesday, May the 13th, where I will be sharing an experience that was definitely traumatizing for me. And it really took me a whole year to be, I guess you could say, ready and prepared to start talking about it and sharing what happened to me outside of, people that are very close to me and knew. A couple of my peers were with me at the time. So, they are aware of the situation that happened, and only very, very few close family and friends. So I would say probably about 5 people know about the experience that I had, and that I am going to share next week. So you guys will have to stay tuned and come back and join that live when I share, once that podcast drops and airs, then I'm going to do a live and, also do a question and answer on that. Taffy Williams, Rhonda Morrow, Eddie Kassab, Lisa Lee, thank you guys for joining. So today I want to really just kind of go over a couple of takeaways. You guys know I always give takeaways about trauma and this journey of healing. One of the things that I feel is weighing on me is the idea of burnout, right? Like so many people sign up to do so many things, and I found myself doing that as well. Like, oh, I have two businesses I'm running, I'm a mom, I'm dating, I have friendships, um, you know, work relationships. So there's all these different things. Also trying to be mindful, spiritually attuned, aligned, working on my own healing journey. Like there's so many moving parts to us as humans. And I remember from the book Oneness that I read, it talked about we are spiritual beings having human beings having a spiritual interaction. And I definitely feel like that is where this journey has taken me. And so I'm thankful for all the people that join and watch and listen and like my, posts, because those posts are really about kind of where I've been. So if you've been watching and listening and paying attention, probably I'm going to say 60-40, like 60% I am sharing my own personal experiences, and 40 is experiences that I am able to take away from the different clients and people that I have, worked with and or supported. And so I just like to want to make sure that everybody knows that is what's happening right now, is that you're seeing kind of live in action my journey. And I'm hoping that people are taking away, the tools and the information and the lessons that I have been sharing. I recently shared, some of my experience in Morocco. And this year I have traveled this first quarter. All trips were business related. All trips were, a part of this continued journey that I've been on. One journey in particular, I took several years ago to Puerto Rico, to a place called Finca Victoria, where I was on a retreat. And, being one with the earth and doing all those things. So you guys will have to kind of go back and dig into some of that information. Maybe some of it I will, flag so it can be at the top of the information. But definitely, my life has not been a crystal. How do they say the little phrase? Like, I have had many experiences. If you get my book, I share some of those experiences, being a survivor of incest, rape, domestic violence, so many experiences that I had, but I was able to, because of the work that I've done on myself, heal and begin to now share, some of those stories so that people can see me and know, there is light on the other side. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me look and see. Thank you, Imani, for tuning in. So I have really worked really hard to be able to share some of these experiences with you guys. So I'm always, you guys know, I'm very intentional. I try not to be like the schoolgirl with the information. But one thing I want you to take away is that trauma that is out of sight is often more harmful because it gets unacknowledged. So what does that mean? That means that if you don't share and talk about or journal about whatever your experiences are, then likely it's unprocessed, right? And what that means is you go around acting like everything is okay and that you don't need anything or you don't need help from people. And then you turn around and, you're having headaches or you're having heart palpitations. Um, if you guys watch my most recent podcast with Angela Mallet of Honeybee Sage, she shared that, she was working so hard that she literally had a stroke and still went to work, not even 2 weeks later. So I think that we really have to be mindful of that, especially as entrepreneurs, that we don't have to work ourselves in the ground. And one of the things that I'm wanting to make sure people understand is that you have to put systems in place. Thank you guys for joining, Kathy Dixon, Pearl, Andy, William Daly. So you have to put systems in place so that you don't burn yourself out. And as we continue to talk about these things during mental health awareness, I want to make sure that everybody is clear. Like that is the goal. Like the whole hustle culture is dead. We not hustling no more. Okay, so write that down and take a note because we're not doing that anymore. Next takeaway is healing requires naming and validating your emotional experiences. So kind of just like I've, shared some of the things that I've gone through with you guys, part of that journey is, putting a voice to whatever the experiences, that you had. So whether that's disappointment, whether that's loss, um, whether that's, somebody treating you in a way that you didn't expect or want to be treated, like all of those things, you have to be able to speak what the experience was. So then you can be able to name it and then work on moving from it. Because often what happens is we hide those things and then we're like, oh, that's how that person is, or oh, it didn't happen that way, and we kind of try to downplay different experiences that people have done to us, and then we're not able to own those things. So naming it and validating the emotional experiences that it caused for you, grief, loss, all of those things are, experiences that need a name. And then once you name it, you work on how to, clear yourself from those things. Come on in. Thank you. Thank you. I'm pausing so I can try to check and make sure. Yes, acknowledging the pain, the trauma, the experiences can't heal what you won't reveal. A period. Thank you for that. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, and then the third thing, and I'm going to put these up so you guys can, either screenshot or write them down. I always say bring a pen and paper because I'm going to be dropping information that is helpful for you. And then the third takeaway: unprocessed pain can show up as burnout, anxiety, overachievement, or people pleasing. And if you followed any of my 21 day, I kind of touched on all of these things. And like I said, today, it really was about just burnout and how we can sign ourselves up to do so many things and not delegating, one, asking for help, two, and really being vulnerable enough to do those things, right? So many people will go through, especially us as entrepreneurs. And when I say so many people, I'm including myself, y'all, because I'm part of the lesson. They're part of the lesson. So many times we will go through things on our own and not ask for help. Or try to do it all, the overachiever, like I got it, I don't need no help, I don't need anybody to do anything for me, when really you do. Because we should not be doing all of the things, right? As a business owner, I should not be the accountant, the HR person, the social media content creator, the secretary that answers the phone, the person that does the hiring. Like, no, we should not be doing all of those things. And it took me, I'm going to say, a good 15 or 16 years of being an entrepreneur before I really figured that out. And that was just because I had no blueprint. I am the blueprint. My book is the blueprint. Because in the book, I share some of the experiences that I had, some of the failures that I had, and how I overcame those experiences, and also information for you guys on how to not repeat the same things that I've done. So I'm always open to, answer questions. If people book consultations, I share information very freely, which I think is one of the reasons that I've been so successful, because people will tell you who have had consultations. Some can't share because I have signed NDAs. So, when you get into NDAs, that's a whole nother situation. But also, for some of the people that are willing to share, a consultation provides a lot of, information, and I give a lot just in a short consultation. And sometimes people are able to take that, and bloom and grow. And, sometimes people need a little more, but I'm not here selling anything today. I'm just sharing information with y'all. Besides my book, you definitely can get the book. Questions? Let me see. No questions. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to share these points again so you guys can, okay, let me get rid of that off the screen so you guys can take note of these. And if for my TikTok followers, you won't see some of the things that I'm posting. So if you go onto Instagram and either my YouTube, I will share this on my YouTube so you guys can pull the information from there. All of my social media handles are Shift Healing from Scratch on all platforms. So our first point that I made, trauma that is out of sight is often more harmful because it goes unacknowledged. I'll give you guys a second to screenshot or write it down. Yes. And then healing requires naming and validating your emotional experiences. Yes, come on in the room. Thank you guys for give me some hearts and some likes. Where my hearts and likes at on here on TikTok? Y'all know what it is when y'all come up in here. Come on in. And then unprocessed pain can show up as burnout, anxiety, overachievement, or people pleasing. And as I stated, I went through when I did the 21 day last month from April 1st to April 21st. I did break down burnout, anxiety, and people pleasing. I didn't really get into overachievement, but we all know what that looks like. Again, like I was just stating, which is why I kind of broke that one down a little further today. When we're trying to do everything, like we want to be the boss, or the HNIC, is that how you say it? So we got to remember to that's not cute. Like we don't have to be all of the things. And as a business owner, when we think about growing into bigger rooms, when we think about, being like some of the people we look up to, as it relates to business, like one of my favorite people is Fawn Weaver, Imani Cohen, the hood healer. I'm always going to shout her out because I watched her over the last 4 or 5 years with her commitment and consistency turn into a millionaire. So you really have to put in the work and do, there I go. But you really have to put in the work so that you can grow and be better. And not try to do everything on your own. Yes. So let me take this down. My final message. Hello. One of these days, I'm going to get through without getting emotional. Hold on. Okay, so my final message: emotional numbing is a survival strategy, not a character flaw. Healing starts when we create space for our true emotions to surface. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Um, right. It's not a character flaw. It is not. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Ooh, I know. Okay, y'all got it? I love it. Thank you. Yes. Always my tears come from the work. I've done a lot. Yes. Yes. I've done a lot. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, let me see if we have any other notes. Yes, got to put in the work. Absolutely. Um Somebody said I feel like I can just talk to myself and I'm cool. No. You listen, for the people, and I'm not trying to be everybody's therapist either, but let me tell y'all, you have to you have to be okay with asking for help. There is nothing wrong with asking for help. And believe it or not, if when the right people are around you, they are willing and open to help you. Right. I'm in that space right now. I have some stuff going on for my daughter, and there are so many people like signing up and willing to give and support. And that doesn't always mean monetary. And you'll see me posting that quite often where I'm saying support is free, right? Like you liking somebody's stuff or sharing or telling somebody, hey, I just listened to, this message, or I saw this, post and it really resonated with me. And I think because you're kind of in a similar situation, it will resonate with you. So you share it. Like all of that is free. People who follow me know, like I'm always cheering I got so many people who are doing so many great things. Listen, if I spent all the time sharing their stuff, I probably would never share any of mine, but always check my story because I'm always sharing. I have many entrepreneur friends that are doing amazing things in community, doing amazing things with their businesses. And that's really, look, to that point, and then I'm gonna get off of here. um, for my podcast Shift Chats, that is one of my goals, is to have that platform, showcase entrepreneurs who probably would go under the radar, right? Because maybe their business is not $1 million business, but it is a business that is serving community. It is a business that is making them a successful living. And they're giving back in community. They're having networking events, or they're doing things in community that is bringing people continually together. So if you check out Shift Chats, you will see in both the Houston, Texas area and the Wisconsin area, I showcase entrepreneurs who are on the grind, who have had some experience, who are doing well, who may have struggled in the past or who might be struggling now, but they're getting it back together. So that's what the podcast is about. So be sure to check that out. And that's on YouTube. Let me check for final questions, because I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, I be needing them hearts on TikTok, honey, because y'all know that is a whole nother thing. Hold on one second. I do have, let me see. I do have a affirmation. Let me see if I can post it here. Let's see if this is it, y'all. I got it. Affirm. I am safe to acknowledge what hurt me. Healing begins with honesty. So y'all can take a screenshot of that. That's what I want y'all to affirm. Until next Wednesday, I am safe to acknowledge what hurt me. Healing begins with honesty. Honesty. There's a quote in the poem that I wrote. Y'all hear me say this all the time too, where it says, a lie becomes the truth when you believe it. So therefore, you can be a guilty party in your own misleading. A lie becomes the truth when you believe it. So therefore, you can be a guilty party in your own misleading. Don't lie to yourself, basically, to that point. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to, y'all got the affirmation? I am safe to acknowledge what hurt me. Healing begins with honesty. And then I'm going to give y'all a journal prompt. Y'all know I'm always trying to help the people, so let me get my journal prompt. Let's see if this is it. Yep, there we go. Where in my life am I pretending everything is okay, even when it isn't? Thank you, Simply Islander. Appreciate you. Journal prompt. Take a screenshot. Save it. Can y'all see that on Instagram? I just love. I just love the journal prompt. Where in my life am I pretending everything is okay, even when it isn't? Listen, we're not faking it till we make it. Okay? Y'all got that? Okay. And let me see. Okay. I think that is all. Let me get these off of here. I'm going to take that from the studio. Remove that from the studio. If there are not any more questions, I appreciate you guys for joining. Thanks for sticking with me. I'm going to be live for the next 3 Wednesdays. Today was the first of Mental Health Month, first Wednesday of the month. So be sure to like, subscribe, share, tag a friend, tell a friend. Next Wednesday will be pretty intense because I am going to be sharing that, I guess you could say, tragedy experience that happened to me. So hopefully you guys will join in and stay tuned. Be prepared to ask questions. And we will be going from there. Remember, the shift is happening now.